I'm about to tie a fly that has been really effective on salmon for a long time. I mean, it's a fairly old fly. It used to be tied by Paul McGrath. I guess the key thing for the eye is the fly is the actual eyes, and it uses these deep sea aluminium eyes that they're called. So that's the medium size. They come in fairly large ones. The other materials, I'm just going to use a mono thread. This is a Daiichi 2546 size 2. A bit of Senyo's laser dub for the tail, which is white, and then some fuzzle dub. So this is one of the newer colours of fuzzle dub when it was out, because it's actually got the white with the pearl through it. The idea of this fly is it's fairly translucent in the water, but is a good bait fish size. The other material is this stuff, which is actually called Tinsel Chenille. So it's not your standard saltwater chenille, whatever different brands have. Hens have it, Tywell has it. There's a lot of different ones. It's not an Estaz chenille. This is called Tinsel Chenille. It's actually made with pieces of tinsel and is slightly thinner than your normal chenille. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is tie in the eyes, and I'm going to do those just, probably 2 or 3 mils back from the eye of the hook. So just get a few wraps on there with the mono. The good thing about these deep sea eyes is they hold to the hook really well. They're very solid eyes, because they've got such a thin space between the outer part of the eyes. Alright, so that's that bit done. I'll just check that they're straight, pretty good. Alright, so then for the tail, I'm just going to use a little bit of Senyo's laser dub. You can use whatever you want, but the problem I have found, like I used to use fuzzle dub, and on smaller sizes I would use fuzzle dub. But the problem with the fuzzle dub is the dubbing's not long enough to create the tail, and you want a tail that's about 1.5 times the size of the hook. So I'm going to use this Senyo's laser dub, put it on and double it back over onto itself, and then tie that in like so. Alright, so that's the tail. The good thing about using dubbing too is it's pretty much already tapered once you pull it out of the packet, so you don't need to muck around tapering it. The next piece is to tie in some of this Tinsel Chenille. It's a damn sight messier than the other chenilles that you use, because the tinsel falls out really easily. So I've just created a little bit of a string by pulling some of the tinsel off, and then I'm just going to tie that near the tail there. And that'll stop that pulling out. Now most people would think, okay, well once he's done that he's just going to wrap it. Well, actually I'm not, and that's the difference with this fly. I'm actually going to put the dubbing onto the Tinsel Chenille. So I'm taking the fuzzle dub and I'm going to actually dub it onto this tinsel, and it is hard to dub on. You can use some dubbing wax, but that'll also make the fibers in the tinsel sit down. It'll stick it down to the underlying string. And then all I'm going to do is wrap that forward. Alright, so you can see the dubbing on it. You don't need to go too thick with the dubbing. All we're trying to do here is mimic, like on a whitebait or an anchovy, the silver belly, but the see-through translucency of the actual fish itself. So what you see is the lateral line and the silvery pearl belly, and that's all you see. So the main features of the anchovies when they're in their adult size are the eyes, that silvery pearl belly, and that lateral line that runs through the fish. What we're trying to do here is mimic some of that. So I'm going to go round over the head. A little bit more dubbing there at the front. Like I said, it is a tough. It is tough to dub onto this tinsel. It will actually, some of it will actually come off while you're doing it, but don't let that worry you too much. And then a couple of turns there. and then I'll tie that off. That, turn that up so I don't cut the thread. Cut that. Okay, so some of that will just flake off, and then I'm just going to finish off here at the front. Whip finish. I will put some thin epoxy on it, so a bit of the old, in this case clear glue hydro, because I've got some left. The other one is the bone dry Solarez that I use for doing that, because it's so thin it soaks into the thread. Alright, so that's that bit done. Now all we're going to do is take our Velcro stick and tease all that material that we dubbed onto the tinsel out and back, and you'll see it start to take on the form of the fish. Right. And that's why it's important to make sure you dub around the eyes, because you want the shape to start around the eyes as well. And get the sides like that, and there. So when that's in the water, it's going to look like that. And that's basically what you want. You can see the bait fish shape, and that fuzzle dub is going to go almost perfectly clear. So you'll see that silver really clearly underneath it, and the little bits of pearl that are through the fly. So that's a proven salmon catcher, especially when they're on anchovies. And like I said, you could tie that down to a size 8. Use there's a thinner size of this. Again, there's a micro cactus chenille that you can use. So you go for that for a size 8, and that'll mimic the eyes fly, so the spawn stage of the anchovy. That's it. Good luck, good tying. Catch you next time.